Sorry, this is exciting. Sorry, I thought that story was going to go on for a lot longer than it was. So, sorry, I need to take my coat off. I do apologise. Generally, people that know me, I do listen to a lot of death metal. I just want to clarify one thing. This shirt actually says feminist. It's not a death metal band. Fran, my fiance, she's all for that, and I'm very much a fan of feminism when it comes to it, as long as my dinner's on the table at the right time. I obviously we did a gig here. When was it? September now. Luke was working. And I'd like to thank Luke and Jack for putting up with us the whole time. I'd also like to thank Liam and Hope for performing. Also, the greatest thing in the whole world is that last time we performed here, we only had 3 pallets, and now we've got 5. So we're making progress. We're 2 pallets from, live at the Apollo. No, thank you very much, Lou. It's weird. I feel like you're my sixth form teacher telling me, that was a good joke, but you need to try harder. It's one of those ones. What I would like to say is, so generally, I've often been told that I need to be more observational in my comedy. I need to I need to appeal to the masses. That's essentially what I need to do. I need to appeal to the masses and be sort of observational and all that kind of thing, and sort of be more like Michael McIntyre or Sarah Millican. And the thing is, basically, all they do is say things in a funny way. So, you're wearing a sweater. You're wearing a nice jacket. Yeah, and that's basically it, and I don't really understand. And then Sarah Millican comes along, and because she's a female, and as we all know that females aren't allowed to be flatulent or poo in any way, so Sarah Millican going, I did a poo once! Honest! That's not a joke, sorry. But I'm going to try my hardest at the moment to be observational, so... Actually, Luke, I'm actually happy you're here right now. So me being observational is that because people that have been to my gigs before, people that have been to my gigs before know that I have a show and tell item. But tonight I've got 3 show and tell items. So, but bear in mind that I need to be more observational. So, to the people that went to my first ever gig in the whole world, it was when basically. I got asked to do this gig, and 2 weeks before, I was like, oh fuck, I've got nothing, I've got absolutely nothing, I don't know what to talk about, And then Fran, my wonderful fiancée one day, she was peeling potatoes for dinner, making my dinner, as she should, and she was, oh, I got them all there. It's fine, it's comedy, it's misery, it's okay. And she was peeling a potato, and she was halfway through peeling one potato, and it looked just like Jay Leno. It was a spitting image of Jay Leno. I thought, finally, thank fuck, there is a God somewhere. He doesn't exist, but he's there somewhere. And I went, oh God, this potato changes everything. Now I've got a joke, now I've got show and tell, But sadly, that was a year ago, and now I have no potato whatsoever. I tried actually wiping with PVA glue one day to sort of varnish the Jay Leno potato, but it didn't really work. But what I've done is, I found a much more sustainable vegetable. It's a butternut squash, which I grew myself. As you can see, I just started growing it one day. I went, I want this butternut squash. Hold it like a tit, sorry. I want this butternut squash to look just like Jay Leno, and it does. So, Luke, because you were such a fan before, so we can pass that around. If we can pass around Jay Leno, that would be lovely. But also, bearing in mind that I got told that I need to be more observational. I was in Sainsbury's one day, and I found I found another butternut squash, and to appeal to the masses that are here. I don't know, we could all be liberal, we could not be. But, basically, everyone loves a knob joke, don't they?
Yes!
But it's about yours.
So I found this butternut squash. So that is going straight in Craig's bottom hole apparently. So there you go. Congratulations with that. Also, I was sort of I was going through my set list last night, and generally thank you everyone for coming. I'm slightly upset it's not the same people as last time because now I have to actually do new material. But what I thought, in case I forgot everything. I've got Charles Bukowski poems, so we can all get depressed together and sort of hang each other. I'm going to start it from this side though, but I do want that back because that is my favourite book. That's fine. They made these posters and they're a day late. They're a bunch of See You Next Tuesdays in the word of Danny. So, where do we go from here? Generally, when it comes to sort of stand up and all that kind of thing, and I'm going to tell you a story now. The reason that I wanted to do stand-up. I mean, my parents know, well, firsthand, that. My parents know firsthand that I'm quite an issue to live with, and I don't know what to do with my life. And obviously, they funded me in having a creative writing degree, which basically means I got a degree in fuck all. And it was very kind of them. It was very kind of them. But there was one day, and I finally found something that I actually love and enjoy, and it is stand-up comedy. And the reason that I got into stand-up comedy was at my nan's funeral. It's not the most traditional place to embark on a stand-up comedy career, but basically, right, I'm gonna set the scene now. I'm gonna set the scene. So basically, what happened? Also, I got told not to step there because apparently the stage is gonna break. I'm gonna try it. So anyway, sorry, Nanny Reen, loveliest woman in the whole world. She raised my dad, so obviously a fantastic, wonderful human being. And my dad a couple of weeks before asked me to do a poetry reading, which was obviously very kind of him to ask me. And it came to the actual day, and I had a poem, and I was going to do the reading, and I thought, once the vicar asked me to do the reading, I'd read the poem, and then that would be it. And that was my job for the day. So basically, there was two of us doing a poetry reading, and it was my cousin Sarah who, I don't want to say luckily, but she read a poem before I did, and it was, well, she said that she wrote the poem herself. I've got a degree in creative writing, she didn't write it. So she read this poem that she wrote, and she halfway through it was really beautiful and it was really heartfelt, and halfway through she broke down in tears, and her mum had to come and obviously help out and all that kind of stuff. And I'm sat there in the, when it comes to funerals, is it an audience? I don't know. But anyway, I'm sat there with my family thinking, fuck. She's broken down in tears. Everyone's loving this right now. How the fuck am I going to beat that? So what I thought, my general only reaction was, well, I'm only good at one thing. I'm going to tell a joke. I'm going to open up with a joke. So it came to the end of Sarah's poetry reading. It was very lovely, and Auntie Tina helped her out, and then obviously sat her back down. And the vicar went, so now it's time for Stuart to read a poem. So I came up and I thought, this is the greatest poem in the whole world. Also, this is the greatest joke I've ever come up with in my whole life. I went up, like that, here I am, at the microphone, just like that. And I went, it's nice to know after £20,000 of debt that my dad has finally found a use for my love of morbid poetry. I looked up and everyone is doing this. I read the poem, went and sat down next to my brother Martin. Obviously it was Andrew and Martin. Andrew's here somewhere. And I sat down to Martin, and I sat down next to him. Here's me. I sat down like that. He put his arm around me. He went, "Stu, it's a good joke. Not the right time." And so that was basically the start of my stand-up career, which is quite ridiculous. Actually, leading up to this event, so obviously I've got these posters made, which by my standards is actually quite good at doing something. I've basically been sort of terrified. Sort of leading up to a gig, I keep having these nightmares, and I keep having these visions, and I keep sort of thinking, fuck, oh God, this is going to be awful, I've got nothing, and the whole crowd hates me, and they actually drag me off. They drag me off and shave all my hair off and then kick the shit out of me. And it's awful. They drag me into the car park and it's so bad. I get dragged into the car park and they kick the shit out of me. Now I thought, that's not going to happen tonight. There's no car park here. Generally, obviously when it comes to the whole sort of show and tell things, and obviously I've got butternut squash, and originally it was a potato, and generally I like to find foods that look like other things. I know that sounds weird, I am fucking mental, it's fine. And often I always find crisps that look like people. So, I mean, once I found a turnip that looked like Picasso, but it was too abstract, so I didn't do that. And I often find crisps that look like other people, but the issue is that generally I put this stand-up in Brentwood because trying to drag people to come to South London on a Monday night to watch me do 5 minutes of stand-up was awful. So, essentially what I do is I find so many crisps, and it's amazing. They all look like people. I mean, I found a crisp once that looked just like Gary Lineker, and it was amazing. But the issue is that because they're so fragile, you have to put them sort of in bubble wrap in their own kind of lunchbox, and you think, fucking hell, I'm the one travelling to South London, and this crisp has got its own fucking limousine. It's unbelievable, and there I am thinking, carry on this fucking, yeah, you carry on, you stupid fucking crisp. Yeah, you carry on, yeah, you be chauffeuring around. Here I am chauffeuring around this bloody crisp, and I'm thinking, what have you ever done? What have you done for me recently? How dare you, how arrogant of this crisp to look like something else that I have to take to a gig myself just to show off this crisp that might look like something else. And I think a bit too much. And then I think the perfect way to sum that up is, it's fine guys at the back, it's my last joke, maybe, I'm joking. So me overthinking things, so I've been reading this book recently, and it's basically all about the economy, and honestly, stay with me, I know another long-haired comedian talking about the economy, that's the last thing you want, but stick with me, Russell Brand! So, basically, I've got to this point in my life that the economy first started 12,000 years ago with the agricultural revolution, because basically that was the start of farming. So we no longer lived within our needs. We grew crops and we had surplus. So we had extra crops, which obviously led to trading, which obviously led to money, which obviously led to credit. And I would just like to say that credit is, in Latin, credere, which means belief. Anyway, so it led to credit, which led to loans, which led to being in debt, which obviously led to a police, which obviously led to a state, which obviously led to bureaucracy. And there I am, I'm stuck there, I'm thinking this whole thing in my head, of these whole situations about the agricultural revolution 12,000 years ago, and there I am, sat in Wetherspoons, just literally nursing my pipe thinking,
Never done it.
We're fucked, aren't we?
3-1.
This is awful. And there's a guy behind me going, on the phone, who I assume was his girlfriend, you know, it could have been his boyfriend, he could have been liberal, who knows? And he went, yeah, babe, yeah, I can't find a job. I went down to the job centre and it's fucked. And I'm thinking, he literally summed up what I said in 12 seconds. And now I am overthinking it again, thinking, oh God, no. But now I'm overthinking things. Oh, this is awful. What am I going to do? How am I going to get on this? What am I going to do? Oh my God, I need to find a new job. I need to do this. And then I overheard him again saying, yeah, what's the fucking problem? I want fish fingers and chicken nuggets tonight. And then it made me think, maybe it's good to read a book now and again. So I think I'm done for the evening. This was brand new material, so thank you so much for giving your time to actually listen to me. Thank you to Liam. Thank you very much to Danny. Thank you very much to Pope. And thank you very much to Paul, who has done the sound tonight. I think he gets a bit of that. Yes, so now we can all go and get very drunk. Also, Steel Panther. Thank you guys, thank you.